Okay, so what has transpired now is we've just been this 25 k's, all told 50 k's, down to this place, which is actually a fruit farm, and they have a guest house and apparently campsite, etc, etc. But the unfortunate thing about that is, like, you know, all the way down that way there, it's bloody hot, and then we find out that, you know, they've closed it because of this COVID story once again. I'm getting sick and tired of this bloody stuff with this COVID crap. Sorry about the language. But anyway, the thing is, what is happening now is they've closed it because of their personal safety officer said that they don't want visitors there or whatever, and that they are unable to open it to guests, etc, for fear of bringing in a COVID. How ridiculous can you get about that? But anyway, so it is. Keep with us, stay with us, and we will see you later. This is actually Onseepkans border post. We just popped down here to see if there were anything in the way of campsites or anything. Jen has gone inside to the police station inside here, who do the traffic, the border control and so on, and so we'll see what they say. Well guys, this is our camp at Verloersdrift. Don't get it confused with Fuelsdrift. This is Verloersdrift. It's about the opposite end. If you look behind me, you will actually see the bridge, and on the far side you will actually see the Namibian border post. This is the Orange River here that we've come upon here. Fantastic out of the way campsite, and you can see the remnants of the waters and now how they rose in regards to it. Now it doesn't look much, but if you take that mark there, straight there, and you take it across to the other side, that is at least a 2 to 3 meter rise in the river's level. Now if you take it across from here to there, that's a hell of a lot of water. And this is the remnant here at the campsite we're at, which the guy will show you. He's busy tidying up and clearing up. He's not even going to try and push the stuff back in. He's merely getting it all together and burning it, because otherwise it'll just be too much of a job to clear all this up. And it goes, he's already started burning over there, as you can see. But what a magic campsite, huh? Lovely people, lovely people. And this, of course, is our campsite here. Sorry about the wind, it's actually interfering a bit much with this little goodie. And that is the inside of our little penthouse suite, the sleeping quarters, and this is the editorial room for doing the videos, getting dressed and or whatever. And yeah, so that is us for today, and this closes off this day very smartly. I like. And now it's time to get hold of the malts, hops and water. You take care. See you tomorrow. Hi folks, well this is tomorrow. Just to give you a bit more of a sense of where you are here, they actually refer to this as Red River Rock Camp, which I believe is a partnership of Gravity Adventures. But as you can see behind me, that is the bridge and so on of Namibia. And just to give you a little bit more of a view of what it actually is concerned as with regards to the actual campsite itself, is, as you can see, there's the river, the bridge in the background. As we go past, there you have our campsite down the far side. And if one actually looks just past that palm tree on the left and that straw fence, that was the level of where the water came up, and it was actually into there, this little pub area here, and it was bordering on the pub walls as you see in front of me here. And that's going around to the manager, general manager, or let's say the managing director's residence, and the rest of the camp down there. And when they have river rafting, etc., etc., that would be the launch pad down there. It is a beautiful campsite and lovely people who run it. I can recommend this campsite to anybody who's looking for solitude and an absolutely beautiful place to kick back and chill out. It is like paradise here, for me anyway. Oh, and by the way, we are in day 16 now, and you can see by the very presence of our camp, which is beautifully situated right at the very end. There it is there. The Swambo doing her reckonings on the cell phone and so on. What a beautiful setting we're in here. Day 16. Gosh, days are flying. And in those dense bushes there behind, or in front of us there, this is a place where monkeys come, baboons come, and it is actually just behind that where the South African border post is for what's it, Verloersdrift or whatever it is. And then you go across from there. Behind these bushes is where the main road is, and there it couples up with a bridge, and you go across there to the other side, which will then take you to the Namibian border post, which you can see at the foot of that mountain there. If you look between the tent and the braai, that is the Namibian border post over there. Fantastic place, part of the world to be in. Very quiet. It's just magic. Yeah, if you love rustic, you won't get better than this, or preciously very little after this. Good morning. This is day 18. We're busy exploring a place called Onseepkans, and all we find here now is a really old village area, which we will be approaching just now. But there's a lot of indication that there's some pretty high-powered farming going on here with regards to vineyards, lucerne, etc., along the Orange River. But how's that for some pretty rugged terrain? I don't know how some of these little villages even took root. But wait till you see just now the original village of Onseepkans. This is an example of the concentrated farming that's going on in this area. As I say, it looks like vineyards, lucerne, probably mangoes and or pawpaws, but it's difficult to tell at the distance we were at from them. But I mean, look at this original area. For example, you get housing like this of what would have been the original village of Onseepkans, obviously some years ago. And it's, one wonders, looks at it and wonders what is the history attached. And of course there you've got the old people which had to appear sometime, and there it is with a little Chevy in the corner. More of the terrain. I mean, look at the ruggedness of this. This is just pure rock. There is but nothing else in there. How these people survived here in the early days. When I say early days, I'm probably talking about 50, 60 years ago. I mean, it's beyond one's imagination. Oh, we've even got some traffic there, all of the rush hour traffic coming in. And there we have one of the original canal gates, control gates, which used to govern and control the water which flowed rather through a canal based at the base of these mountains, all the way around, going right the way around there and around the corner on the other side to where the old homestead used to be. Now this is the Orange River, which is coming down. It flows down past here, and there's a massive modern pump house pickup point where there are huge pumps which draw the water from here and then feed it And this is the pickup point which feeds from the river through to the main pump station there, and then it gets delivered and goes back to a massive pump hall which we'll show you just now. But all in all, those pumps down there, I believe, is, on my count is correct, there are 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, there are 6 massive pumps drawing to feed the system. Now this here is the main pump station housing the massive pumps. As you can see, it is a monster pump station, and all you can hear basically is the screaming of the pumps. It is huge, and it feeds areas excuse me, that you can see in the background there. All of these vineyards, and it just goes on. It's a massive, I believe, a government setup to improve farming and farming initiatives in this area. And as we come across, you will see here are the remnants, or rather the start of the new, what they call location, or the start of the new Onseepkans village, town, or whatever you want to call it. Take a look at the rocks around you. I mean, the area is so barren. There's absolutely nothing here. Amazing little church and whatever it is from the original village. And as we swing across, here we get the start of the Cafe Essence. Now, if that is not French, then my name is not Mike Cole. But look at this. Look at the ruin. Look at the... Like I always say to myself, if a building could talk, what is it that we would hear from there? I mean, what was this place like in its prime? Did you get piri piri chicken there, ex-Namibia, or what did you get there? And as we continue through, you can see some of the residences. I mean, look at these places. If they could talk, huh? Take a slow down and have a look at it. Look at that staircase going up. I mean, what is this place? What can it tell us? Unbelievable. More of the Onseepkans, the old Onseepkans homesteads. But folks, take a look at around. I mean, there is, what is growing? There's nothing. There's no life here. What do you do? What were they farming in those years that would feed the family and or whatever? And there we have more of these. Yes, there. Old original buildings, and yet some of them look as though they might have even had a go at trying to refurbish them or renovate them. So yeah, that's old Onseepkans village, township, homestead area, whatever you want to call it. And that, guys, brought us to the end of day 18 of our stay here at what is called Red Rock River Camp. It's actually a very nice rustic camp. As I showed you earlier on, it's very nice. But we are now scheduled to stay about another 5 days, I believe. So stick around, we'll see if there's anything more interesting, we'll capture that for you as well. Take care, and that, folks, brings a close to day 18. Now it's time to chill out, get ourselves a sundowner and relax into the evening. Take care, see you later.